Hey, how you doing? Steve Roger Phillips here, and today I'm going to be speaking about out with the old and in with the new. So, what's that all about? Well, we're moving into autumn, which is the seasonal change. So, we're moving into autumn, but according to Chinese traditional medicine approach, that is also related to the metal element. And the metal element in the Chinese traditional medical approach affects the colon, the lungs, the mind, and the skin. So something to work on for this season, something that's really, really effective, which I myself have had in yesterday, I'm not ashamed to say, is colonic irrigation. So colonic irrigation was something that was really, really popular many years ago with like celebrities and stuff. And there's a reason for it. And Dr. Talwa, the guy that does it in Cardiff, was telling me why the other day. Because of the connection with the colon and the mind. When the colon is clean, then that helps to clean the mind. According to Dr. Talwa, he was saying that the brain is developed first and then the colon's developed. So from the fetal stage, there is a strong connection between the colon and the mind. So over the years, the colon can get compacted with many different layers of crap, basically. So it gets layered and layered and layered and layered. So some people end up being constipated or the other way around. And that's because there's no space to get through, basically. Now, that can be through bad diet, lack of exercise, lack of movement, and also not, maybe no gymnastics or nothing where you're flipping gravity upside down, because of course the colon works, it goes up, around, and down and out. So the body has to pump the colon in order to get the crap out, basically. So if it's not pumping effectively, or if the walls are caked, then obviously there's no space to get through. So colonic irrigation is a fantastic method for getting things out. And to be honest with you, some of you watching this may be thinking like, there's no chance I'll ever have that. And many years ago, I probably would have been one of those persons. But actually, Dr. Talwa in Cardiff, we really highly recommend. And if you do look him up, just do a search, Dr. Talwa Colonics or Dr. Talwa in Cardiff. Comes up on Google, first thing comes up. Give him a call and tell him that Steve referred you. He knows us well because we refer a lot of our clients and students that work with us as well. Because one of the things we recommend on our naturopathic nutrition courses are enemas. And of course, you've got to do them yourself, and they're really effective. Some people would prefer somebody else to do that. And Dr. Talwa is a doctor. He practices as a GP for many years in Malawi, in Africa, before coming over to the UK, where he retrained to become a colonics expert, basically. And he's been doing it for many years in Cardiff. So would highly recommend him. But the reason why I'm connecting that to this video and to my vlogs is because, as you know, I work with the mind a lot. Is because of the connection between the colon and the mind, and particularly because we're moving into the autumn season, which is related to the mind as well. So now is a perfect time to do that. Other ways you can do it is by cleaning your diet, taking out things like glutinous foods, conventional dairy, anything that clogs. If you imagine like glutinous foods when you were younger, if you did you ever do papier-mâché? Most people did. Newspaper or some kind of paper with glue, rub it together, cover it in a balloon or whatever you covered it in, and then it sticks, right? So when we're eating glutinous foods, that's mixing with our bodily fluids, and when it gets to the gut, it slows everything down. And actually it can, like wallpaper, it can stick to us. It can stick to our insides because it's really sticky, basically. So you can take out glutinous foods, add fiber if we eat. So for example, if you're juicing a lot, then you can use the fiber from the juice to make maybe some like nice veggie or vegan burgers, mix it with some kind of flax seeds, or grind some flax seeds, some nice quinoa flour, buckwheat flour, and some spices, for example, and you can make some lovely burgers out of them. And they also, because of the amount of fiber, can help things to pass through. So, and there's another cleanse you can do as well. I forget the name of it now, but there's a cleanse you can do which also does that. Maybe I'll write in the comment section when I remember. But the main thing is to look after our colons, because our minds, particularly, I don't know if you've noticed, but your mind can play up at this time of year, and especially leading into the autumn equinox. So that's coming on around the 21st is usually, I think this year is the 22nd, don't quote me. And then after that, you may find the things where the mind starts to calm down a little bit, and you can move on with your life in autumn, for example. But it depends, you might be fine, you might be moving in, maybe this is a strong element for you. Maybe you haven't got a weakness or a crack in that element, and this is a good time for you moving into the autumn. If some people at this time of year, you recognize that this is a difficult time for yourself, then it might be a possibility that there's weakness in this element. So like I said, the mind, the lungs, the colon, the skin. If you've got anything that's surfacing on those levels, then perhaps it's a time to take a look at cleansing one of those. So it's a little bit of a different approach to this video. If anyone's familiar with Tony Robbins, he says if you change the physicality, then the mentality changes very quickly afterwards. So he recommends, if, for example, if you're feeling depressed or lethargic, just getting up, dancing, doing some exercise, just changing the physicality. So when you change the physicality, like in his seminars, for example, he gets you punching the air and dancing and doing different things. The reason why he's doing that is not so you're jumping around like an idiot, is because he knows that when you change the physicality, then it'll actually change the mentality. And Dr. David Hamilton has done a study as well, where, well, there's been another study. I don't think it was him that did the study, but it's who I heard it from first. And when you stand like a superhero with your arms on your hips like this, and stand with your chest out, you stand like that for 30 seconds to a minute, and it's been proven that people, if they did that before job interviews, that they actually got more success in job interviews. The reason being is because their self-confidence and self-worth actually increased, because it changed the biochemistry of the body just by standing like that, because our body language is so important. So if we start changing our body language, we can literally start changing our mind and transforming our lives. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If it has, drop a comment in the comment section. I love hearing from you. And particularly, I think it was Cal I heard from this week, and she gave me a lovely comment about the videos. If you like to give me a comment about the videos, if you're enjoying them, if you've got a question or whatever, pop it in the comment section. I'd be happy to help. So thanks for listening again, and I'll speak to you soon. Hare Krishna.